Good morning. How is everybody? My name is Teresa Keenan, and I want to welcome everybody to our webinar this morning on the impacts of the coronavirus on businesses and how retailers like yourself can keep your online store or leverage your online store to keep business as usual. So I am a channel sales manager. I focus mainly on ERP business. We have Masood Mahmood on the call as well. He is the general manager, and Wayne Thompson, who is also a channel manager, focusing on the agency side of our business. So when you guys have questions at the end of our webinar, they will be available to answer any questions that you might have at the very end. So during this moment of global crisis, business owners are unprepared for the challenges that the coronavirus will present to their business. Many fear loss of revenue and potentially bankruptcy. Our focus at X2X eCommerce is to make sure that you have all the resources that you need to reshape the way you work in the current business landscape. During today's webinar, we will explore the impact that the coronavirus has on businesses, more specifically brick and mortar retailers, what brick and mortar retailers can do to stay connected with their customers, how retailers can leverage online stores to keep their businesses running, X2X's e-commerce roles in supporting retailers during this epidemic, and how the X2X RMH integration suites can improve the overall efficiency of how retailers can do business today and well into the future. But first, who is X2X eCommerce? X2X eCommerce was found under the leadership of Masood Mahmood. He established X2X eCommerce under the parent company Axoff Business Solutions before rebranding X2X eCommerce as its own entity in 2015. Since 2000, X2X eCommerce and Axoff Business Solutions has been offering cutting-edge accounting software and business solutions before becoming a Microsoft partner in 2002, and then moving into software development in 2009. Initially starting as a Canadian-based company, X2X Commerce finally expanded into the US markets in 2016. Since its conception, X2X eCommerce has developed over 40 different software solutions that are add-on integrations to RMH, Microsoft Dynamics GP, Microsoft D365, and much more. The impact of the coronavirus outbreak. On March 11th, the World Organization, WHO, declared that the outbreak is a global pandemic. This happens when an infectious disease is passing easily from person to person in many parts of the world at the same time. The WHO said it took more than 3 months to reach the first 100,000 confirmed cases worldwide, but the number has increased by more than 100,000 in just the past couple of days. The true figure for the number of people who contacted coronavirus is thought to be much higher, as many of those people with milder symptoms have not been tested and counted. Some good news: although the virus is spreading rapidly in many countries and the death toll is still climbing, majority of infected people are recovering from the infection. In the meantime, the viral outbreak will have a negative effect on business sectors such as travel and tourism. The World Travel and Tourism Council has warned that the coronavirus pandemic could cut 50 million jobs worldwide in the travel and tourism industry. The tourism industry currently accounts for about 10% of global GDP. Once the outbreak is over, it could take up to 10 months for the industry to recover. Manufacturing. Though many have been forced to shut down, all are facing challenges with supply chain disruption, economic recession as millions of people will lose their jobs, vulnerabilities in cybersecurity, patent infringement liability, and the continual obligation to keep workers as safe as possible. Logistics. Border closures has presented traffic restrictions for the transport of goods. Flight delays and cancellations are contributing to air freight capacity constraints, and even though flight bans are limited to just people, goods processed at customs will have to go through additional checks to ensure that they meet healthy and safety regulations, which will result in delays in distribution. Land transport is maintained but subject to disruptions and slowdowns due to increased border control. Sanitary measures like measuring drivers' temperatures and special arrangements such as closure of certain border posts and detours and driver unavailability. Ocean freight remains the most reliable mode of transport. However, most shipping lines are adding surcharges and space is limited. Luxury goods. Vogue Business projects a potential loss as great as $10 billion for this industry in 2020 due to the coronavirus outbreak. This is in part because luxury goods rely heavily on the Asian market's purchasing power, where the pandemic has been affecting consumers since January. Despite the negative impacts that this outbreak will have on most industries, there are still a few business sectors that will not experience the full impact of this epidemic. For example, pharmaceuticals. Initially, the pharmaceutical industry had concerns about supply and demand failures as drug discovery and manufacturing has traditionally been a global effort with China. However, because of China's aggressive virus control strategies, this is now changing. E-commerce. Consumers are worried about the global epidemic and are avoiding public spaces with large crowds. Therefore, more consumers are taking their spending online to purchase essential items that they would normally travel to get. Digital streaming. It comes as no surprise that as people are homebound and no longer pursuing external entertainment options, that there is an increase in digital streaming services. In addition to streaming services like Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and Disney Plus, seeing atypical gains in subscribers in the first quarter of 2020, non-traditional streaming services like movie studios are releasing media streaming on demand sometimes earlier than projected release. Food delivery services. Because limitations for sit-down dining has been placed on restaurants, carry-out and delivery services are more important than ever to the ongoing success of restaurants. Even grocery stores have begun to offer delivery services as a result of social distancing. Subsequently, business is up to 30 to 50% for food delivery services like Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Postmates. So how can retailers stay connected with customers through the coronavirus epidemic? As the economic and business impact of the coronavirus crisis mounts, business owners in every industry are moving urgently to protect their employees' health and build their company's resilience. Immediate action is critical, but business owners must also embrace a new agenda, one aimed squarely at what comes next for business and all of society. As one of our customers quoted, it looks like we will be forced to temporarily close our retail stores due to the coronavirus. This means the online store is as important as ever. It would very much be appreciated as we are going to need every possible order. If you are also a store owner and you are also considering to temporarily close your store, the question that you will need to ask yourself is, are you ready to continue serving your customer even if you need to temporarily close down your store? As the coronavirus epidemic worsens, consumers of all ages will avoid crowded stores and shopping centers. Compared to freer spending younger consumers, more than 8 to 10% respondents ages 60 and older, about 85.6%, said that they were likely to avoid shopping centers and malls. That's not surprising given that the coronavirus has hit older people the hardest, but it may have unintended consequences on their shopping habits. This can mean more adoption of e-commerce in spite of their previous attitudes towards shopping online. E-commerce activity, particularly related to health and grocery, is booming in the US in general. According to studies, there has been surges in Amazon searches for products like hand sanitizer and antibacterial soap. Digital shoppers are also willing to convert on products that they need with longer delivery windows in order to avoid going to stores. According to the National Federation of Independent Business Research Center, nearly 1/4 of small businesses say that the coronavirus outbreak is negatively impacting them in the form of slower sales, about 42%. Supply chain disruptions at 39%, and sick employees at 4%. However, the 4% of owners citing sick employees likely respond this way out of heightened concern and precautions, with sick employees showing some signs of the cold or flu-like symptoms, not necessarily because they have employees who've tested positive for the virus. So in our world, in our digital world, there are plenty of ways to stay connected to your customers and keep your business going through this pandemic. The first is communicate with your customers. Send a sincere message to your customers by email, SMS, and store signage, assuring them that their health and safety is your priority and that you're doing everything you can to protect their health when they visit your store. Also propose solutions to their most pressing problems. And keep in mind, your particular business might not have solutions at this time. For example, if you sell jewelry, it's a big stretch to think that someone needs your products and services right now. So communicate that you'll be ready for them when that time is right. Stock up on sanitizing products and make sure people know where to wash their hands. For those of you that are considered an essential business and still have customers who do not come in your store, it's important to enforce good hygiene practices and encourage everyone who passes through your doors, customers and employees alike, to follow the CDC's recommendations for preventing the spread of the coronavirus. If your store has a restroom for customer use, put up extra signs pointing them in the right direction to wash their hands and post the CDC's guidance in the restroom. If not, you may wish to offer hand sanitizer near the front of the store for customers and employee use. Increase your online presence. Your customers are already on social media, but these days they are likely checking it much more frequently to get the latest updates on the virus. Whether you're posting about the virus specifically or trying to offer light, positive content to help people take their mind off the panic, it can be helpful to increase your posting frequency to ensure that you're showing up in their newsfeed. Perhaps try something creative and inventive and something new for your brand. There are a lot of kids being homeschooled right now. How can you help their parents? Post videos and other content that is educational in nature, like how a product is sourced and manufactured, or links to publicly available free resources that will mesh well with your brand. Work your supply chain. The general recovery will come. The question is, what are you going to do when it's business as usual? Prepare and adjust your supply chain accordingly now for any upcoming promotional plans and pushes. That could mean communicating with your supply chain about your holiday inventory needs. Many supply chains across various product lines are stretched to the very limit and beyond, and it might take time for them to tighten back up. Don't wait. In a zero-sum game of winners and losers, ensure you end up on the right side of the line. Offer online deals. If your business already has an e-commerce component, remind customers that they can still shop for their favorite items on your website. It might even help to offer a coupon or discount to encourage online shopping while your customers are staying home anyways. If you operate a service-based business like a restaurant or salon, you might want to consider offering a sale on gift certificates. Encourage your customers to buy a certificate now so that they can treat themselves and redeem it when the virus outbreak has slowed and their self-quarantine period is over. This can help maintain sales for you while giving your customers something fun and exciting to look forward to. Serve your customers through digital channels. You may already offer phone and email support to your customers, but now is the time to increase your customer service capabilities and ensure your patrons can reach you no matter where they are. And social media is a good place to start, as you can offer the option to chat by Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and other instant messaging platforms. You can also offer video conferencing options through Skype, FaceTime, Zoom, so your customers can get that face-to-face feel without actually being there in person. However, if you are a retail store and have a web store from which your customer can purchase products online, now is the time to beef up your online presence and focus on your search engine optimization efforts. You can also use this opportunity to improve your online customer service by offering delivery and curbside pickups. And if you do not already have an online store, now is the time. If there's anything that we all can learn from this experience, is that business online matters if you want to stay in business. So social distancing with online shopping. There are many benefits of doing business online. The first is global access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Online retailers can increase their sales and profits faster than a brick and mortar shop, as selling online offers the advantage of having an open store 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Selling online also allows retailers to display their merchandise in any part of the world without additional expense. While you may never dream of competing with a national chain retailer as a small retail store owner, you may find yourself on a more level playing field with your competitors through the addition of online sales. Manage your business from anywhere. The importance of being able to manage your business from anywhere is more evident today than it ever has been, especially now that we are all quarantined to our homes. Cost savings. In general, an online store costs less to set up and run than a physical shop, although it's important to recognize that making an e-commerce work requires continuing investment. The difference in costs can come down to thousands and thousands of dollars spent on advertising and marketing costs, payroll, and costs of inventory management. With an e-commerce store, the startup cost is only a fraction of that expense. Measured results. Business owners are finding ways that they can reach more and more qualified customers with better targeting, therefore improving the chances of online promotions and lowering your marketing costs. With improved customer profiling, the opportunity to target products and services at specific groups based on buying data is much easier with good analytics built into your website. Additionally, with investment in search engine marketing, which is a combination of pay-per-clicks and search engine optimization, an online shop becomes more accessible to customers searching for your products. Faster delivery of products. Shoppers don't just research products online. They also complete purchases online too. E-commerce makes it easier for shoppers to hit that buy button no matter where they are. Shoppers can complete purchases from Instagram ads, mobile apps and stores, and more. E-commerce allows sellers to remove friction points and make it as easy and convenient for buyers to purchase the products that they want. And improve client service through greater flexibility. An online store can be updated instantly and as often as you like. For example, to promote a deal today on your front page without the need for expensive printed display material. There is also no space limitation with an online store, so you can display and sell as many products as you want. And even non-seasonal products could always be available anytime. But more significantly, especially with the current pandemic at hand, you can now offer your customers more flexibility in not only the way that they shop, but how they receive the items that they purchased online. So with your online store, your customers can shop safely while practicing safe social distancing with the option of a delivery or curbside pickup service. All your customers need to do is visit your website, fill their shopping carts, click on the delivery or curbside pickup feature on the shopping cart, include their license plate number if they are opting for curbside pickup, and pay online. Once your customers have received confirmation that their order is ready, they can just drive up to the store and your employees can safely deliver their merchandise to the trunk of their car. So now, quick start your online with Shopify and X2X. Getting started doesn't have to be a complicated process at X2X eCommerce. We make it easy for small businesses to have a Shopify store that is easily integrated with RMH. However, before we can begin developing your online store, we will first need to install the X2X RMH Product Manager portal onto your server. The X2X RMH Product Manager portal updates item information, images, categories, attributes like colors and size, variants, and SEO information. It will create Shopify collections from RMH departments and categories. It will allow you to assign an item to as many collections as you want. This is useful if you want to have an item on multiple collections within your web store. RMH out of the box will only allow you to assign items to one department and category. X2X RMH PMP will give you the option to rename RMH department and categories for the web store. It will allow you to create new RMH department and categories for the web store that doesn't exist in RMH and create Shopify items from RMH items marked as web enabled. It will allow the renaming of items and descriptions for the web store. It can automatically assign items to collections based on how the item is assigned in RMH. It will allow reassignment of items to different Shopify collections. For example, if you are a retail shoe store, rather than assigning wedge sandals to heels, it can reassign it to sandals. X2X RMH PMP has a scheduler feature which will sync RMH data with Shopify. It also has an activity log which provides information such as time and date on any modifications or updates to the web store. Along with the X2X RMH Product Manager portal, we will also install the X2X RMH Order and Inventory Manager, which uploads item quantities and prices as well as downloads orders into RMH. The updates can be processed either manually or automatically. If you opt to process these automatically, you can control the frequency of the updates. It will provide the option to download fulfilled orders, which are shipped from Shopify, or unfulfilled orders, which are shipped from RMH. It will provide the option to create missing items in the order, which are items in the order that doesn't exist in RMH, into RMH. It does this by giving you a system error in which you can manually create the order in RMH or enable auto creation in RMH to automatically create the order. It will allow you to create RMH customers for every new website customers. You also have the option to set up generic customers so that the new customers don't need to be created for every sale. Once the X2X RMH portals have been installed, we can retrieve the data from your RMH database. X2X is a middleware integration which communicates with your front-end web store and your back-end RMH. You will need to decide what to sell. You will need to determine what products you want to sell and mark them as web store items in RMH. A strong and easily recognizable brand helps your customers recognize you and your products quickly. Branding can help you stand out in the crowd as consumers recognize and identify with your values. This is especially important for stores that are competing in online marketplaces like Amazon and Walmart. We will ensure that your company's brand is extended to your online store. Just let us know what is your company's branding policies. To ensure that all of your products are easily identifiable on your online store, make sure that you provide us with the highest quality images of your product. We make it easy for you to design your online store. You will have 7 different themes from which you can choose to build your website from. Each theme will have hundreds of design options so that you have a website that is tailored to match your company branding. To ensure the proper design and build of your online store, you will have a 1-hour discovery session with one of our e-commerce specialists to go over your specific site requirements. During that call, the e-commerce specialist will ask that you provide your branding guidelines, any images that you want on your online store, and your preferred shipping and payment gateways. Once we have the information that we need, we will create the wireframe to your website and present it to you for review and approval. You'll be allowed one revision before we present you with the final draft, and your website is live to start receiving online purchases. It will take up to 2 weeks for your website to go live. X2X eCommerce and RMH integration suites. In addition to our integration with RMH and Shopify, we offer a variety of different integration services with RMH to ensure the overall efficiency of your online business. For example, if you also have Dynamics GP, we can integrate RMH to Dynamics GP. If you are needing to change item prices, we have an RMH integration for that. We also have an RMH integration to Magento and WooCommerce if Shopify is not your preferred web store. So to find out more about these services, you can contact our sales team or visit us online at www.x2xecommerce.com. So wrapping up, here are some takeaways. There will be a shift in consumer behavior post-coronavirus. More consumers will purchase online and utilize pickup and delivery services. Retailers will need to respond to the new reality. Competition is cutthroat. You cannot afford to make mistakes. A web store and RMH integration will make your business more efficient, and the time to take action is now. So thank you for your time. This is now time for any questions that you guys might have. So anyone have any questions? Okay, so pricing and cost will vary. The best way to determine what cost is going to be is to schedule a demo to go over the product. At that time, we will assess your business need so that this way we can make sure that we price you out accordingly. Basic package cost. Masood, do you want to answer that question?
Yeah, so the complete package, which include the RMH integration with a basics quick start website, starts from $49.95. And it's pretty much in the same range unless you have very specific custom requirements, then the cost will change. This is the one-time setup cost. The monthly cost would be, in a few $100s.
Okay.
You people can unmute yourself and you can ask question if you don't want to type, or you can type in the chat box.
Good morning, Masood. This is Jeff Riley from RMH.
Hey, Jeff, how are you?
Good, thanks. Great job. Thanks for the information. Is there an opportunity for partners to make margin if they help generate demand and referrals for your products?
Of course, basically our presentation today is directed towards the partners, and they can take this product to their customers, and obviously we will have a partner agreement in place and we will share with them.
And can they bill the customer, or do you bill the customer and remit?
They will primarily bill the customer, will bill the partners. That's a preferred model. If they have a situation where there is a limitation that they cannot bill to the customer, then we can work out something. But we prefer the partners to bill to the customer directly.
Great. Are there any regional constraints for what markets you can go into with regards to? Okay.
No, you can go to any market. So if you have like whatever number of customers you have, you can reach out to them. We will help you in making the sale. We'll help you implement, and then we'll bill to the customer. We'll bill to the partner, and the partner will bill to the customer.
And if a customer is new to e-commerce, do you help them figure out which platform might be a good fit, or do you wait for them to just decide and then tell you?
So actually, in this market, for RMH, Shopify is a better option because people like it. Magento is meant for big size businesses.
Okay.
And usually RMH RMH customers do use Magento, and we do support Magento. But if they come to us in the 1 hour session, if we figure out that their business is too big for Shopify, we will recommend them to go to Magento or some other product.
Super. Thanks so much for the info.
You're welcome.
Okay, any more questions? I think it looks like. Yes, so we can definitely share the recording with you guys. We will make sure that we email that out to everybody after the presentation. Anyone else? Okay. Well, if that is all for questions, I want to thank you guys for joining us. Please feel free to reach out to us at sales@x2x-ecommerce.com. You can also reach me at tkeenan@x2x-ecommerce.com. And call us directly for any additional questions regarding this presentation and the RMH integration with X2X eCommerce. Thank you. Oh, actually, we do have one more question here, Masood. Do you want to answer this?
Yes. Okay.
What is the criteria for recommending Magento as opposed to Shopify?
The size and the complexity of the business. So let's say, for example, somebody reached us and they have 4 football store or soccer stores. Now, if you have multiple stores, then you either need to have 4 Shopify accounts, or you can have 1 Magento account with 4 stores. This is one example. One customer, they sell fabric, and the fabric they sell in yards, and they might have, and they sell, the lowest denomination is 1/4 of a yard. So Shopify cannot sell in 1.5 yard or 1.25 yard. So if you want to sell an item in fractions, then you might need to go to Magento. So there are specific business requirements. For example, there is a company that needs to sell at different prices to the wholesaler, distributor, and retailer. Shopify will not allow you to sell at multiple prices. You may get an add-on to do this, but by default, it does not allow you to sell in multiple prices. Some people want to use their own, payment gateways, whereas Shopify, promote their own gateway. So there are factors which are unique to every customer that will make us decide whether we want to go with Shopify or some other product.
Any more questions? Okay. Okay, well, if that's it, I do appreciate everyone's time, and we thank you for joining us, and you guys have a wonderful day, and please stay safe and practice social distancing. Have a great day. Thank you, guys.